This tale is called
The Elves and the Shoemaker.
Once upon a time, a long, long time ago, there lived a shoemaker and his wife. They were both very kind, but they were very, very poor. One day, the shoemaker saw that he had only enough leather left to make one pair of shoes. Very carefully, he cut out the leather so that he could start work on them the next morning.
That's clever. I think they're going to be dancing shoes. Bright red ones.
There. Done. Ready to be made into shoes in the morning. And off they went to bed.
Good night. Sleep tight.
The next morning, the shoemaker and his wife went to finish making the shoes.
What a shock!
On the table was a pair of red, sparkly, dancing shoes.
Wow, how?
Could it be? Yes, they were definitely made from the same red leather, and so beautifully made and stitched. But how? They wondered. Then another extraordinary thing happened. A dancer walked into the shop. And this dancer wanted a pair of red dancing shoes, just like these.
Wow!
She tried them on, and they were a perfect fit.
Wow!
The dancer was so happy that she danced for joy in her new shoes.
Wow! Cool!
The dancer loved the shoes so much that she paid twice as much as the shoemaker had asked for them. The shoemaker could now buy enough leather for 2 pairs of shoes, and off they went to buy some. That evening, the shoemaker did as he had done the night before. Carefully, he cut out the leather for 2 pairs of shoes and left them on the table to finish in the morning.
Ooh.
The shoemaker and his wife went to bed wondering if the same thing would happen again. The next morning, the shoemaker and his wife came down, hardly daring to look at the table, but...
Yeah, look!
Yes! There were 2 pairs of shoes waiting for them. A perfect pair of bright purple shoes and a fabulous pair of bright pink shoes.
I like those!
They both laughed and laughed and laughed till their bellies hurt. And can you guess what happened next?
Someone came to buy them?
Yes! 2 customers came into the shop and they loved the shoes. They were a perfect fit. They were so happy that they danced for joy in their new shoes.
Ooh.
The customers loved the shoes so much that they paid twice as much as the shoemaker had asked for them. The shoemaker could now buy enough leather for 4 pairs of shoes. And off they went to buy some. That evening, the shoemaker did the same thing again. Carefully, he cut out the leather not for 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 pairs of shoes.
4?
And left them there on the table to finish in the morning. They were about to go to bed as usual, when suddenly the shoemaker's wife had an idea.
Ooh!
Why not hide and find out who was making the beautiful shoes? The shoemaker thought it was a great idea. Quietly, they hid behind the curtains to watch.
Quiet.
And they waited and waited until...
Everything was quiet but the ticking of the clock. They stood and watched and waited, and then they had a shock. With a skip and a hop and a dance and a twirl, two elves so short in height jumped onto the tabletop and sewed into the night. The two tiny elves were dressed in rags, their clothes were old and ripped. They had no shoes upon their feet, but yet with joy they skipped. Their hammers beat with a rap-a-tap-tap, rap-a-rap-a-rap-a-rap-tap-tap. And they stitched and stitched every stitchity-stitch, stitchity, stitchity, stitch, 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 rap-a-rap-a-rap-a-rap-a-rap-tap-tap, stitchity, stitchity, stitch, stitch, stitch. They lined their shoes into a row, the elves had so much fun. With a hop and a skip away they went, but now their work was done. For now their work was done. For now their work was done.
The next morning, 2 customers came into the shop. 2 very important customers indeed. The king and the queen.
The king and queen?
They had heard about the shoemaker's beautiful shoes, but they hadn't thought they could be this beautiful. The queen bought 1, 2 pairs of shoes, and so did the king. Indeed, the king and queen were so happy with them that they danced for joy. The king and queen loved the shoes so much that they paid 4 bags of gold for them. Wow! The shoemaker could now buy enough leather to keep him busy forever. The shoemaker and his wife felt so happy. They had been so lucky that the 2 little elves had helped them. But how could they say thank you to the elves? Suddenly, they had an idea.
What?
The shoemaker would make the elves some new shoes for their bare feet, and his wife would make them some new clothes.
Great idea!
That night, they didn't leave out leather for the elves. Instead, they left them their surprise.
They stood and watched and waited for the elves to have a shock. With a skip and a hop and a dance and a twirl, 2 elves so short in height jumped onto the tabletop, but oh, they had a fright. The 2 tiny elves just looked and stared, and oh, what could they see? And wore their brand new shoes and clothes and danced around in glee. Then tappity-tap with a rap-tap-tap, rap-a-rap-a-rap-a-rap-a-rap-tap-tap. And they danced and twirled with a clap-clap-clap, rap-a-tap-tap-tap-tap-tap-tap, rap-a-rap-a-rap-a-rap-tap-tap, clap-a-tap-tap-tap-tap-tap-tap. They gave a jump and a final bow, the elves had so much fun. With a hop and a skip away they went, yes, now their work was done. Yes, now their work was done.
The shoemaker and his wife never saw the 2 little elves again. But after that night, they were happy and busy till the end of their days, and forever grateful to their 2 little friends. The end.